Hey everyone, it's that math magician, and on this video, we're gonna take another look at how we can use the elimination method to solve a system of equations. Now in the previous video, we saw that we could take one of the equations and multiply it by -1 to help us combine those two equations. And we're gonna further that idea with this system that we're looking at here. Now, hopefully we can recognize that the way these equations stand, if I were to put my big plus sign and my big equal sign, that none of those variables would drop out. I would take the 2x plus the 3x, that would create 5x. Y plus -2y would make -y, and 10 plus 1 would become an 11. Again, we ran into an issue because our hope is that when we do elimination method, that either the x will cancel out or the y will cancel out. And as it stands, that's not happening here. So what I want to do is I want to again show this extension problem and make you understand that we can solve this, but we're just going to have to manipulate one of the equations. Now, looking at the equations here, I have 2x and 3x. They are both different coefficients. They're both positive. So there's really not a nice, simple way to multiply one equation so that I could make those drop out. But if I look over here at my y variables, I see that I have a plus y already, but down here I have a -2y. So just like with that last video, it would be very nice if I had a 2y up here. If that was a 2y, then when I add those together, those y's would just zero out, and then I would have my simple equation with just one variable. So that's what our goal is here. We want to see, can we change that y so that there's a 2 in front of it? Because if there's a 2, then I can cancel out those y's. Just like we did on our previous video, we're gonna do that same step where I'm looking at that top equation and I want to multiply it by a term so that I can create the 2y here. Well, in order to get the 2y, I'm going to need to multiply this top equation by 2. And by doing that, I will be able to create a 2y here so that when I add, those y variables will cancel out. So let's go ahead now and distribute this 2 into every term on the top equation. So 2 times 2x, that will create 4x. 2 times y will create plus 2y, which is what I wanted. And 2 times 10 will create 20. So again, all I've done is taken that top equation and multiplied every single term here by 2. I'm now going to bring over that bottom equation. I haven't manipulated it at all. And now we can see that when I write the big plus sign and my big equal sign bar there, that these y's are going to zero out. 2y plus -2y will create a 0y. I have accomplished what I wanted to do with the elimination method. I'm going to end up with one equation with one variable. So let's see, 4x's plus 3x's will create 7x. It's going to equal 20 plus 1, which makes 21. Now I can solve for x, and now I can solve for y. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to divide both sides by my coefficient of 7. The 7's on the left are going to simplify to 1. I'm left with just x equals 21 divided by 7. That creates a 3. Again, I get to pick any of these equations that I want to use, top or the bottom. I'll go ahead and pick the top. So I have 2x plus y equals 10. But I do know what x equals. X equals 3. So I'm going to rewrite this equation, but instead of writing x, I'm going to write what x equals. It's 3. And now I can solve this equation for y. So 2 times 3 becomes a 6, plus y equals 10. My next step is I want to move that constant over to the right side. So let's subtract 6 on both sides. I do that. The 6's on the left zero out. I'm left with y equals 10 minus 6, which is 4. So now I know that these two equations are going to intersect at the point 3, 4. Again, this is an example of using the elimination method, but first having to manipulate one of the equations by multiplying it by something so that the variables will drop. Sometimes you'll get equations where variables won't drop right away, but all you have to do is multiply one of them, sometimes both of them, to get any variable to drop. All right, guys, it's that Math Magician, and I'll see you on the next video.